Welcome to ARVN Plays. This will be episode 10 of my Fire in the Lake playthrough, with me playing as the US and the other three factions being played by the Tru'ng expansion bots. In the last episode, we had the US doing an airlift and an assault, and we also had the NBA and the VC playing the event on the card, which allowed them to do both a special activity. This also kept the VC as an eligible faction. So we are starting this episode then with a new card. And the NVA are up. And it's SA2s. So this is card 34. So card 34. Oh, first of all, let's bring this up. So, the first eligible current event is critical and effective. Looking at card 34, for the NVA, it's critical. Is it effective? Well, let's see what the actual card does. NVA capability, so it's a capability card. Sam's Guard Infrastructure, NVA Rally improves trail 2 boxes, not 1. Okay, that's very good. I'm looking on here. It's effective because this is any capability or flips capability. So it's a capability that they will have. This says it is a critical card. So current event is critical and effective. They'll play the event. So going down here, NBA goes to event. They get the Sam's SA2s, SA2 token. We stick it on the capabilities chart. There we go. That's particularly nasty because the trail's already at 4. But if it ever goes down, when they have a rally, normally only goes up 1, it'll be going up 2. This is now protected by SA2s. Okay. So we'll end faction play on that card. So next up it would be me, but I'm ineligible. So next up is the ARVN. Okay. So active faction will be first eligible on upcoming critical event and cannot execute any current critical event. Okay, they will be first eligible because the NVA won't be eligible on the next card. So they will be first eligible on an upcoming critical event and cannot execute any current critical event. Okay, so let's have a look. Is card number 43 critical for the ARVN? 43? No, it's a P for not. It's critical for me, P for the ARVN. Okay, so that's ignored. Next step. First eligible chose OP and SA. They didn't. So this is gone. Will be first eligible on upcoming card. They will be first eligible on upcoming card. Why would they pass? Will be first eligible on upcoming card. Okay, well, they pass. So they're going through resources for the pass. And faction play. Okay, so the VC get to look at this card then. Okay. So this was, so they aren't eligible active faction will be first eligible in upcoming critical event. No. First eligible chose op and SA. They didn't. Will be first eligible in upcoming card. No, the ARVN are. First eligible chose op only, or first eligible chose op and SA. No. Otherwise, they get to play op and SA. Okay, so they all play an op and SA. I was a bit surprised by the ARVN response. Okay, so I need to draw a card to see what the VC will do. I get VCY. Okay, so 3d6 VC pieces. All right, there's 15. Let's roll 3d6. 4, 5, 6, 7. Is 7 equal to or less than the available VC pieces? Yes. Are there any 3+ VC guerrillas in any space with US troops and no VC base? Okay. No. 3+ VC guerrillas in any space with US troops and no VC base. The answer to that question is no. So we need to flip the card. Okay, so flipping the card Y to YY, they rally. So place bases where 3+ VC guerrillas. Okay. Looks like there's only one space with 3+ VC guerrillas. So that's Quang Tin. And they can use the one that's already activated. So place base, a base, right, okay, I need to show the rally activity itself. Because rally says, place 1 VC guerrilla or replace 2 the VC base. So that's what they're actually doing here, replacing 2 guerrillas with a VC base. Each province can have a maximum of 2 bases, no matter which factions. So now that there's 2 VC bases in there, I can never place, or no one else can place a base in there, no matter which faction. Okay. 2 bases placed, 2 bases placed. I will place a pawn in there to remind me that that province being done. Okay, so the actual number on the card is a 2. See if they actually continue the rally. They do. That if it was a 2 or a 1, they would have stopped. There's no other place. There's no other spaces where they can place a base. So we're now on to the next one. Select spaces using place guerrillas. Okay. Flip most guerrillas where all are active. Card raise, shift, or well, there's no card raise. That's a card that's not in play as yet. So shift opposition, right? Okay. So select spaces using place guerrillas. Okay, pick that up. All right. So place guerrillas in a vulnerable VC base. A vulnerable VC base is one which would have no active guerrillas. Sorry. No guerrillas at all. Well, no base is vulnerable. Most population. Actually, I'm going to check on that vulnerable because there is one here with only 1. And they do normally like 2 or more. So let me just check that. Yeah, vulnerable base is one's defined with no underground guerrillas. So he being active, that would be classed as a vulnerable base, but otherwise it's okay. Okay, so most population. So at present moment, use this. That's got 2. We've already placed in here. That's only got 1. That's got 1. That's got 1. That's got 2. And that's got 2. But there are quite a few other places where they can place. Any province, going back to the rally activity, any province, place 1 VC gorilla or replace 2 with the VC base, and it's got to be any province or cities without support. Right? So they could place in here. They couldn't place in Qinghao because that's got support. People in Qinghao love the government. Here they're ambivalent. Okay, so any other 2 space. So I could go in here as well. Even go in Hoi as a 2 population. Okay. Anywhere else with 2 population without support? Doesn't look like it. All right, so narrow it down further from amongst those. Placing gorillas. Most VC bases. Okay, so ideally they want to go where there's VC bases. So these can come off because there's 1 base in Tainan and there's one base here in Quang-Tri. So 1, 2, 3, it's Quang-Tri. Quang-Tri. So again, this is an all-rally activity. So they place gorillas, place 1 VC gorilla or replace 2 with a if VC base, instead place VC gorillas up to population plus base. There's 1 base and 2 populations, so they would place 3 gorillas in Quang-Tri. One, 2, and 3. Okay, so I'm going to change that for a white pawn. Remind me, I've done the rally in there. 1 or 2, they stop. 3 or higher, they carry on. They carry on. So that will be the next province. There's a base there. That's where they will go next. So again, 2 plus 1 base is 3. 3 gorillas. So, as I said, it's like whack-a-mole. Just took out 4 gorillas and they've just grown 3. Okay, let's replace that. And again, if I hadn't taken out those 4, there'd be now 7 gorillas there. So I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Okay, see if they carry on. They don't. That's as far as the rally goes on that card. Card by white. So then they select a special activity. All right, so the first thing they check is patronage. If it's equal or greater than 17, they subvert. Patronage is 15. So they do not subvert. So they do B, which is tax in 1d3 spaces. That'll be in 3 spaces. Okay, VC base where 2 plus underground gorillas. See what that means. Okay, so what this card is saying here is that they'll only tax if there's a base where there's more than or there's 2 or more underground gorillas. So they wouldn't tax in Pekut Pilo Dalek or Binting because there's only 1 underground gorilla. Okay, so with that in mind, they're going to tax in 3 spaces. I will check where they will tax. Again on this here. Tax most total opposition, and then city or province with the most gorillas. So most total opposition, and they need a gorilla that they can do it. So they could do here. Can't here, as I said. They can here. Well, no, total opposition. So they're active. They can here. Because they're active. So it looks like there's 2 areas of active opposition. This one can't because he's not underground, and they can't hit down here because they have no gorillas. So those 2 will be first, and then the next option down, city or province with the most VC gorillas. So there's 5 gorillas there, and there's only 3 in Quentin. So it looks like the next one then will be here. So those are 3 places they will tax. When you tax, the text says, procedure in each space, activate a VC gorilla, shift 1 level towards active support. As I said in all the other videos, no one likes to pay tax. Okay, and then add VC resources equal to econ or twice population. Because they're not tracking resources, look at what it says on here, which will say shifts agitate total +1 for each pop or econ taxed. There was 2 population taxed there. Moving up, it will be activate just towards support. There's another 2 populations, so that's 4. Where was the last one? In here. So support, activate the gorilla. 5. So the agitate total drops by 5, so it's now at 1. And that concludes the tax. So end faction play, end card play. Okay, and draw card. Okay, so on this card, the ARVN are up first because the NVA are not available. Card number 43. So, is the current event is critical and effective? Now, I think we looked last time, the card wasn't critical. Let's just double check. 43. The ARVN, it's a perform, so it's not critical for them. So the answer is no. Next eligible could choose critical event. Next eligible is me, and it is a critical event for me. 43. Next eligible could choose critical event. Yes. So they do an op only. So they're denying me playing that event, 2 ARVN or 2S bases out to available, then ARVN resources +6 or +12. I wonder if there's a special instruction for this card, because that would aid them, but maybe they want to just do an op. So let me just check. No, there's no special instructions. So the ARVN are definitely playing their own game here. So they're doing an op only. No special activity. Okay, so that will mean I'm down to only got a limited op if I want to choose a limited op, or would I pass? Well, I'll wait until I get to that position. Okay. So the first NVA card up, sorry, NVA, ARVN card up is ARVN N. I better change my glasses. ARVN H. Okay. All right, so 5 plus ARVN troops plus rangers in any one space. ARVN troops plus rangers in any one space. Well, there's 5 in here for a start, and in here. So the answer to that question is yes. Select one special activity, transport, using move priorities while not doing special activity. Would add coin control or unblock the line of communication route between Cantho and Hoy? The answer is no to that one, because they can't assault here. With add coin control, there's already coin control in these. Is there anywhere else they can put more than 5 pieces? The answer is no. So, no, turn over the card. Okay, are there 3d6? Well, there are 8 available pieces, so let's roll that. 1, 5, 6 is 11. 11, there's only 8, so the answer is no. Assault in spaces using remove. Transport plus armored, assault using remove. Well, you can only assault here and take 1 piece out. I can't assault here because I've got no one in here. It's not really that efficient, is it? Are they allowed to make dumb moves? That is a really dumb move. Okay, I'm going to just have a quick look at that. Well, it seems like I'm doing that right. It says if I'm unable to fulfill any operations on that card, then look for a new card. But they are able to fulfill. They are able to remove this, so they do an assault in Tainin as a 1-op. That will cost them 3 resources. They remove 1 gorilla. So that denies me that card. Okay, well, not a sensible move from the way I'm looking at it, but because aid would have seriously helped them. 6 resources or 12 aid, but okay. Can't argue with the bots. They're allowed to play stupid at times too. Fair enough. Okay, so that leaves me with a limop. looking at this card, I can't stop because at the present moment, the NBA are ineligible. So they will be eligible on the next card. So they are going to be able to do the capability. I can't stop them because they've got first dibs on that card. A limo allows me to do one thing in one space. But if they choose this event, I'll probably get to do lots of things. So let's see, would they choose this event? Card number 33. Is that critical for them? Card 33. It is critical. So it's probably an effective card too. High US loss rate is another NVA capability. They like capabilities. Unless they say Top Gun, whenever airstrike degrades trail, yes, removes one available troop to casualty. So they really are protecting that trail. So that if the MiGs, I can't stop them having it. So I might as well pass on economic aid, because then they will definitely be taking the event. So I will get an op and a special activity as the US as payback. So I will pass on this card, shaking my head at the ARVN bot, saying, "What on earth are you playing at?" But there we go. So that will end faction play on this card. End card play. Draw card. Okay, so at that point, I will pause for reflection, as they would say. So if you enjoy what you are watching, please click like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Any comments, as always, much appreciated. Until next time.